My name is Amnish Sharma. I am from University of Redland MSGIS program. It's my pleasure to be here to present some of my preliminary work from my master's thesis project. Ocean. Why should we care about the ocean? Ocean covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface. About 97% of the Earth's water is in the ocean. Ocean affects our life every day. We all are connected to the ocean in several ways. The air we breathe, the items on our table, the items on our cabinet, jobs and economy. However, decades of overfishing, pollution, oil spillage, and surface runoff from factory farming has threatened the fundamental nature of the ocean and therefore threatened the future of humankind. Realizing this threat, several organizations around the globe has joined hands together to combat this issue. However, despite of the global effort to protect the ocean, only 4% of it lies within marine protected areas. Mission Blue. The client for this project is Mission Blue. It's a non-profit organization founded by Sylvia Earle Alliance, dedicated to protection and restoration of aquatic ecosystem. Their goal is to increase awareness and public support for the protection of hotspots, to safeguard 20% of the ocean by 2020 through the creation of global network of marine protected areas. So what does hotspots actually mean? Hotspots are the areas in the ocean recognized by scientists that deserve special protection because of its unique wildlife and significant underwater habitats. Mission Blue has designated 73 hotspots throughout the old ocean, distributed from Arctic to Antarctica. And they have also conducted expedition on 8 of those. The purpose of this expedition is to explore and document its vibrant marine environment, to create awareness, foster partnership, and build broad public support for the creation of marine protected areas across the globe. Over 150 organizations have already joined Mission Blue movement of ocean protection and restoration. This is the Google Earth map I have taken from Mission Blue website, which show the distribution of hotspots throughout the old ocean. The map displays 3 different color icons, and the blue color icons represents the existing hotspots. The yellow color icon represents the hotspots nomination which are under consideration, and the green color represents the hotspots nomination which were deferred. Even though hotspots in this map are indicated by a point, but those are actually the areas in the ocean where several exploration has been undergone and various point of interest has been identified. This table will give us some idea about the hotspots and point of interest. Some of the hotspots has single point of interest, while some of the hotspots has multiple point of interest, and some of the hotspots doesn't have any point of interest. So 845 point of interest has been identified within those 33 hotspots. And the current interface being used by the client cannot communicate all those points of interest with the public. So the objectives for the project is a twofold objective. The first objective is Mission Blue wants to communicate with the public about their hotspots and point of interest. The second objective is Mission Blue wants to collaborate with their partners and stakeholders to propose hotspots, point of interest, and region. And they are looking for WebGIS application. To meet these objectives, I developed 3 different applications: story map, nomination app, and editing app. The story map will help Mission Blue to communicate with the public and the general audience, whereas the other two apps will help them to collaborate with their partners and stakeholders. Let's talk about the workflow. Mission Blue provided me a CSV file which contained the information about the hotspot and point of interest. I created a geodatabase with some feature classes on that. I published those feature classes as a feature services through Mission Blue ArcGIS Online. I created some maps, and I used those maps to create some apps. Data cleaning. During the data cleaning, the field values for the latitude and longitude were converted into the decimal degrees, and the broken URL link for the image and videos were reestablished. Now, once the data is clean, now it's time to see how these hotspots actually looks in a map. These are the hotspots point of interest in a map. Can anybody have any idea how many point of interest are there in a map? Can anybody help me on this? Okay, no problem.
50?
Sorry?
50?
50? Yeah, who's that? Perfect. 845 point of interest. Yeah. The reason is like there is some issue with the map. Like we try to display all those 845 point of interest in a single map, and there is so much overlapping and clustering. So this was the issue. So what I did in the next step, I regrouped all those existing hotspots and point of interest into 7 different regions. This table will give us some idea, like how the hotspots were distributed within different regions. Similarly, this will tell us something about the distribution of the point of interest within various 7 different regions. The database for the project is I created file geodatabase with some feature classes on that. Since the hotspots and the point of interest were regrouped into 7 different regions, each region will have hotspots and point of interest feature classes. Now we have already regrouped those hotspots and point of interest. We have already built the database. Now it's time to see how the hotspots actually look once it is regrouped. Let us consider the North Pacific Ocean. This map now displays the hotspots within the North Pacific Ocean, and this map displays the point of interest within the North Pacific Ocean. And once I develop the map, I use these maps to create apps. Let's start with the story map. I use the story map journal templates to create the story map, so I would like to share the basic workflow on how we can create the story map. The first thing is I created the title, then I added some map which I have created earlier. Then there are a couple of options we can do in the story map. We can add a video, we can add a websites, we can add the picture, and on my context I have added video to make the story map more lively, and I have provided some description here. As you can see on the right hand side, there are a couple of tabs just below the home button which will allow users to explore more about the hotspots and point of interest by region. And if you click on one of the tabs, it will show up the map for the Indian Ocean. It's right now showing the hotspots within the Indian Ocean. There are 16 hotspots designated within the Indian Ocean, and some of the hotspots are highlighted in blue color, and hyperlinks were created. The purpose is those highlighted blue color hotspots has the point of interest, and anybody interested in knowing more about those hotspots can click on those, which will take us to this map which will display the point of interest within those particular hotspots. And since this story map is already available to the public, anybody can go to ArcGIS Online and search for the app Mission Blue Hotspots, and you can explore more about it. This is the second app which I have developed, and I have used the GeoForm templates. The purpose of this template is, since it supports crowdsourcing data collection, and it is a descriptive, it is a form-based apps for adding the features. That's the reason like I choose these templates. And as you can see, this is the first part of the app, and we can provide a lot of information about the hotspots, like the title, name of the hotspot, who identify the hotspots, images, videos, a lot of information. And the second part is we can use this part to locate those hotspots. The third app which I developed for my project is editing app. I use a web app builder to build this app, and the home page of these apps right now is showing the point of interest and the hotspots region. Those hotspots region are the polygons which I have created hand digitizing, and I have created two different widgets in this application. The first widget will help Mission Blue to edit those existing hotspots region, as well as it will allow them to create the new region. The second widget I have created in this app is the hotspot status query. This widget will allow Mission Blue to identify the newly added hotspots point of interest through the nomination app. Like if somebody add those new points through the nomination app, then they can use these widgets to identify those newly added points. And this widgets, it acts like a quality control, quality assurance on the newly added data, because like until and unless Mission Blue review those newly added data and approve, it doesn't shows up in the story map, so it's acting as a quality control for the newly added data. And this is the Mission Blue ArcGIS online, and they will use this their account to share their story, their contents, their maps, their apps to the general audience, as well as to their stakeholders and partners. And to sum up, Mission Blue has 845 point of interest, which they were trying to communicate with the public, having some issue. The current interface was not able to communicate, so they were looking for some WebGIS application. I developed the story map now, which will help them to communicate all those hotspots and point of interest with the public as well as general audience. And similarly, I developed two different applications which will help them to collaborate with their partners and stakeholders to propose hotspots, point of interest, and region. Thank you for your attention, and I would like to acknowledge Maria Monterono and Charlotte Wick from Mission Blue, Professor Fang Ren, my master's thesis advisor, Drew Stephen, and Keith Genryfield from Esri for their support, and I'll be happy to take any questions, any query. Thank you.